her. Why is it that the support for Democrats is shrinking amongst the demographic of Latinos? And her response was a weak ass response that
Want to be white?
that we want to be white.
What
bro.
the fuck? And even okay, and her justification is that people say he's a good businessman. So what? Only white people do good business?
Thank you,
How?
bro.
Well, like, what are you thinking, bro?
That's like saying somebody who wants to do good in school and wants to take
Yeah,
care of the
oh, you're
family,
white.
or you want to be white.
Yeah, a little white boy, little nerd.
That's about as dumb as you can
Dude.
make an excuse for it or try to justify it. It's not that. People are just tired of the BS,
Yeah,
bro.
they're realizing that you're using me for being Latino, and maybe on the other side, maybe I can, you use me because we're all gonna be used in that, but maybe I'll be respected a little bit more.
Right.
It's sad
You know?
because she has that mentality that like, we're all trying to break out of. We're trying
Yeah.
to get other people to break out of. You know,
Mhm.
like it's cool if you want to hit the books and do good. Like there's nothing wrong with
why
that.
not?
Like, just because you're Latino or whatever doesn't mean you can't do it. You
And
know,
dude-
we're all capable of doing this.
100%, man. And like, how do you view your people if you think that that's what
That's
it
the
is?
reason, yeah.
You know, what kind of love you have for your own people, man? Because to me, bro, I don't know. Being Latino is plenty of good businessmen, Latino out there, plenty of smart ones. I think you're just smart to do good business.
Yeah, all of a sudden you would be part of the cool kids. I mean,
I thought that was Kamala.
I did too.
With another fake accent.
I did too. I
turn
thought she rolled that
Doughboy's,
shit.
Doughboy's mic up a little bit.
I thought she
Yeah,
rolled
no.
that shit too when she said Latino. I was like,
Kamala with another fake accent. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, okay.
get out of here.
She really sound Latina
Yeah,
right now.
she was in that mirror all day, fooling me roll my R.
That's like when Biden said, "If you don't for me, you're not black."
Dude, that shit was. How the fuck did that slide?
Yeah.
That's just how it is, bro.
Bro, if Trump had said that shit, oh, dog.
Oh yeah, they would have gone to town on him, bro.
Over with, yeah.
Trump has said some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
she said,
though.
the,
But they do
that's
get on his
true.
ass.
the cool
They'll get on
kids.
his ass.
I don't know. I thought the brothers were the cool kids.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
real, get
that's
up out of here. You got cool kids carrying books and being smart? Nah, fool.
Hey,
Hey,
did you
times
guys,
change,
did you
though.
guys see the WNBA? Caitlin Clark. She's out of the playoffs now, but I guess typically they go and they play overseas. Most of the girls, and she's like, "Nah, dude, I'm done for right now." She's taking off till April, and now they're saying that the numbers are starting to tank in the WNBA.
Yeah,
What?
nobody watches it.
Yeah, but they were
Women
watching
don't
with
watch
her,
it.
bro. With her, they were watching.
Well, it's over with now. You're going to have 2 viewers.
Pretty much. What's the hate, bro? Do you think that if Caitlin Clark was a sister, that she would get that same amount of hate?
Sure. No,
Yeah.
no, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. I thought you were gonna say if she would be embraced.
Yeah, nah,
No, she
yeah.
wouldn't get that hate.
Right?
Of course not. No, of course not. It's sad because I don't know why it's like that, bro. You know, and I feel like it's kind of sad, bro, because she's elevating their league to a different level where they're getting numbers that they've never seen before.
Right.
And it's like, bro, why would you hate on that? Like, she's bringing attention to
fucked up,
the
man.
whole league.
Well, isn't that how it always is? When somebody kind of becomes bigger than the thing, everybody starts trying to drown them underneath it real
Yeah,
quick. And it's like,
yeah.
bro, no, let them have their clout. Support it. Put fuel in that, right? Like, that's where you give it gas right there, bro. And pump that shit up because it's going to come back.
You know what kind of like is upsetting too?
Hmm.
And I might have not seen it and it might have happened, but her teammates don't really ride for her like that, bro.
Yeah. Well, hey, you get the most hate in your city, right?
But it's crazy. Like, that's your teammates, you know? But they're probably scared to come out and say shit thinking what everyone else is going to say about them in the league.
Yeah,
you know?
but why does that matter? Fool, nobody's going
No,
to
it
talk about you
shouldn't
if your
matter.
team sucks.
No, yeah, of
Right.
course. It
You know what I
shouldn't
mean?
matter.
Like, no, support them, bro.
I mean, you can tell they were like selling like 3,000-4,000 in the arenas before she came in. After that, she was selling out arenas, bro. People wanted to watch
Yeah,
the
bro.
WNBA.
They fucked up then.
And it's kind of funny how a lot of those other players that hated on her were all, oh, it's racist. Racist? You're the one that's making it about
Bro,
race.
yeah, literally.
And they did. They sounded like jealous teenage kids, bro.
Yeah, but when you don't have a good argument, the only thing you can do is name call and you slander. Like, that's how you know when the argument is over and then the person doesn't have a point. When you're using race, slandering, name calling, little fucking childish, no, bro, you don't have a point. You know, it's clearly wrong.
She's the Eminem of the WNBA.
Damn.
Hey, Chris, kill that AC over
So
here
I
so I
think
can hear a little
Eminem
better.
got embraced a little
Eminem
bit
got,
more.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, Eminem, look, he was done dirty for being white and having bars, right? And there's some weird shit around that and his boy, right? But then he kind of just fell off the map for a long ass
Come
time,
on,
and then
Chris,
everybody just called him the GOAT.
It's the
and then
B
he
one,
came
the
back and he was
circle
like the
one, bro.
king.
Yeah.
You've been,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
the
not
circle
wild.
one, bro. You've been here for 2 years already. You should know which one's yours.
we got another.
God damn. Hey, no comment because y'all got on me over
I think you
Chris.
need to turn my mic up, bro.
Yeah, it's
My
I don't
mic's
even-
fine.
I don't even think your mic's on,
You're
bro.
doing a
Mic up.
really good job
It's not.
today, Chris.
That's on. There it is.
That's
There you
what
go.
I was doing.
Wow, that was really
There we
good,
go.
Chris. You turned the volume up perfectly.
It's the second one, bro.
Yeah,
Press
yeah.
up.
That's a remote. That's a,
Yeah, there you go. The second
There's
one,
too many
bro.
buttons on that remote.
Let's see. There you go, big
There you go.
Hey, bro, look at that.
Like we did the one we said.
Give us something.
We all do the collab. Dude, that shit kills me when he gives himself a round of applause.
Yeah, raise the effing volume. I go through this shit every time on this show. Yeah, dude. You know what it is? You know why the volume's low? Hey, take those headphones off, Chris. Do not use those headphones. Those headphones raise up your volume so much. Use the other ones. I should get those headphones and throw them away. Those are other Chris's headphones. Those headphones are so loud that the engineer believes that everybody else is that
Oh
loud.
yeah, you got that super boost.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're not that loud. So make sure you want to keep the volume like right in the orange, homie. Right in
Damn,
the orange,
yeah,
below the red,
yeah,
right there
yeah.
in the sweet spot.
So
homie.
perfect.
Defcon
right
3,
there.
fool.
In the sweet spot.
money.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
sound
yeah.
as loud, does it?
Not too slow, not too fast.
See,
fool.
there
There
you
we
go.
go. There we
No,
go.
the other one sounds very
Money.
loud. What's up to the chat? Jessica in the chat. Who else? G Thoughts. Whoever else is in there. But
Chris
to
is
me,
like, what the-
it is such an opportunity that they're blowing, because if this young lady happens to say, you know what, F all you guys.
I'll make my league.
Yeah, bro. She can go
That's your
play.
shit.
She can go play anywhere else around the world.
And dude, nowadays people do that shit all day. Nowadays, man, there ain't no sanctioned fucking sports. It's just not the only way to go nowadays, right? Like
Yeah.
you do a lot better just throwing events and doing one-off weird bullshits
Yeah.
and shit like that. You can, bro.
She's taking that time off, and I guarantee you, with this time off, there's meetings, many meetings gonna happen. Like
For
Trump would
sure.
say, many meetings, many meetings,
Yeah,
great
yeah. A
meetings.
lot of good things. A lot of good things.
So she's gonna have many meetings with her team, and also her sponsors, because her sponsors ain't taking off. The sponsors are gonna be like, all right, listen, kid, what do you want to do?
We're making a bag with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they signing her for? To a $70 million contract or something?
Yeah.
And I think the rest of she got signed to like 70 million, bro.
Oh, dude, you're so stupid.
Yeah, she's
They fucked up.
She's on, bro.
Yeah, they fucked up.
She's on.
And
And
you don't do it at her peak.
I think all these other females that hate on her are just hate, bro.
it. Crabs in a
But-
bucket.
But she is to the WNBA what Hulk Hogan became to WWE, WWF back then,
Okay,
bro.
that's what's
He's
up, all
coming in, and all of a sudden, the Hulkman, and this guy, you just knew he was a star, bro.
Like he's WWE's now under him.
Yes, and he was the one that put it on the map where
Yeah,
it just exploded. That's who she is. But instead of looking at the Hulkster and say, dude, let me ride this fool's wave.
Hulkamania.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
get
we're
right
doing.
behind
Yep.
you, bro. I'm gonna get right.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't all that. She's not gonna be that good of a player. Like
stupid,
it's
bro.
just, and it's sad
So
because
stupid.
you're like, wait a minute, you guys are all supposed to be professionals, and instead of saying, all right, you know what?
And dude, isn't that like, all right, we all have like, there's the sex gender thing when it comes to sports, especially basketball, right? And they already have enough negative conversations around female leagues as it is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And to do that, man, it's just kind of like, to me, what it looks like is like this, you're making the point now. You know, like you guys are fighting with each other. You're not supporting each other. You're not coming together, right? What you're supposed to be doing right now is fighting to show that you guys can do this thing effectively.
Yes.
Right? And to just shit on all of it and make drama. No, that's not the time, bro. Support your star players so you have those stories now. You can get your Kobe. You can get your thing. And that's going to bring people in to take it more
Yeah,
serious. But now you're just going to kill it.
And it's just another way to grow the league because there's kids watching, bro.
Yeah.
There's little girls that are gonna want to be Caitlin Clark one day, you know.
Yeah, it's like also like, you know, Magic and Bird. You know, you got this white guy in there could ball out, this
Bird
and
was
that.
nice.
But instead of using it as an advantage to sit there and say, let's have some friendly competition.
Yes.
Because that's what it was at the end of the day.
Yeah.
This one, you can tell it's not friendly competition. You can
No,
tell
it's not.
Fool. They don't want her to get bigger than the sport. But that's it. Like, and then all it takes is one other person, another team to kind of come up and be that. And now you have like a rivalry, bro.
Yeah.
You have a story. You have
Well,
a line.
they kind of already had that with Angel Reese. You know, she's another WNBA player. She's not as good as Caitlin Clark, you
She's
know,
a-
but
she's a good hater.
Good.
Yeah.
No, she's a good hater. But she does her thing, you know, she can ball. But they already had that, you know, coming out of college rivalry
Right.
into
Yeah.
the league, and now it's just like instead of embracing that, it's just completely shitting on
fuel
Caitlin,
that
bro.
shit, bro. 'Cause-
you think it's fair to say it's like reverse racism?
Oh, for sure. I think so.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I guess like does go down to that thing where it's like, can you be racist against white people and shit?
Can you
It's like
imagine if
100% yes.
Can you imagine if golf didn't embrace Tiger Woods?
No.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah.
That's exactly.
Can you
that's a
imagine
great
if
point.
tennis didn't embrace Serena Williams? And her sister.
What a trip. Yeah, no, that
Those
that,
are those
are
are
facts.
those were
Tennis.
those were sports
Yeah,
dominated by
yeah.
white people.
100%.
You know, if they didn't embrace
100%.
them, that would not be cool. When they came and they killed it in the sports that they play.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn is now doing that. You know, it's a sport that's predominantly dominated by the black people, and now just Caitlyn is just doing her thing out there, and it's
Damn,
like,
low key.
what the fuck?
Yeah, low key.
You know?
Low key. That's dead ass reverse
It's
racism.
crazy. I don't know.
100%. No, it's right. Because even to your point, like into that too. If I think of WWE or whatever, and someone's like, just give me the one most important one. It's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You know, Serena Williams is tennis. Like we can do that with so many sports, right? That to think that you would kill that off in your league when you're just trying to build this thing up and make it real is the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
BGS, what is reverse racism? Well, most of the time when you hear racism, you're going to think against an African American, against Latino, and it's typically noted as, you know, a white person being racist against a minority. That's why. So when you say reverse racism, we're saying when a minority is being racist towards us, a majority, which is white.
So, but the one thing I was saying, that question was posed, and I'm pretty sure I know why, is when somebody's saying reverse racism, try not to define it so literally. Try to understand what colloquialism is, right? So you're using that in terms of colloquialism. Like if I say lit, that doesn't mean fire, right? So racism has nothing to do with a minority or majority or anything like that, right? It can be to white people.
Yeah.
But colloquially in America, that's not how it's used.
Yeah.
Right. Woke people now say racism is about power and the ability to make things happen.
Right.
That's not racism either. Right. But reverse racism, colloquially speaking, would be people that were typically disenfranchised and affected by American racism have now turned the mantle back onto white people. Right.
Yep.
So,
People say nowadays, who can you be racist to white people? That's kind of the question they're asking. Right.
Yeah.
but yeah, you can absolutely.
100%. That's
Yeah, you
yeah,
can.
it's
Yeah, you
ignorant to think you
definitely
can.
Yeah, if I go and I see you on the streets and I say, oh, look at this person, I think they're just weak because they're white. You know, I want to
Yeah,
take your crap.
Yeah, no, literally. And racism is like is a philosophy, bro. Racism wasn't like created in the human experience. Man created a concept of racism that doesn't exist. Prejudice, for instance, is a survival mechanism.
What do you mean? But what do you mean, man? I don't think that. I think men that kind of created doesn't exist. I think it definitely exists.
How did it exist before American culture, for example?
Well,
Tribalism's a thing, but that's not racism.
Well, maybe not to you, but when one tribe is looking at another tribe and because they're light-skinned, blue-eyed, blonde hair, and
I don't think they were doing that before for those reasons,
I'm almost 100% sure they were, bro.
I could be right, but I wasn't there. Right. But I would say that when genetics really started to get focused on like World War I, World War II, certain concepts like that, where we started to identify ourselves based off of, because they're not haplotypes. Back in the day, if you're in Africa, that was your gene. Everything's just a denomination of that. We stopped doing that after a while.
But as soon as like the people that were going to Africa, coming to America, and like I think was it Columbus when he first came here and he said, oh man, these guys are fucking almost like, I'm paraphrasing, these guys are dumb. We can come here with 20 people and take over this whole place.
But was their philosophy that they are dumb because they are white? I hate these people because they are white or black? Or were they making a bad assessment?
I believe it is. I think they saw it, and
But then they would do it with all
even to this day, there's certain racist white people who just believe just because their skin color and how they are, automatically they're gonna think, oh, we're smart. They could be a one-toothed Alabama son of a bitch. Say, I'm dumb, smarter than you.
But that's a judgment, right? So if you're saying that white people speak that way and have one tooth,
in
that's
Mississippi
racist.
they do, bro. In Mississippi they do, bro.
Hey, maybe they need more dentists, all right? No, but that's not racism. That's you just being a judgmental, prejudiced asshole. If you were to identify what's wrong with him based on his skin, now it's racism. But him just being a one-tooth retard has nothing to do with
but that
skin.
one-tooth retard is talking shit about African American
Because he's African American, or is he talking to a man that so happens to be African American?
No, I think
that's the defining factor.
I believe that racism has been there since the beginning.
Yeah, of course, but I don't think
so too.
I think it had been in the form of like prejudice, but people didn't understand a concept of racism. And I might be wrong actually, because as I was thinking this, Alexandria, right, was a metropolis with multi-races there, just like America, and so was Babylon, right? You had all these cultures in places like that where you mix cultures that live into each other. I think that's when
Those
racism starts.
Original Diddy parties, bro. That's why.
Hey, chill. They had no, chill, fool. Babylon ain't had no baby oil, dog. They was spitting on. Damn, they had some gross ass oil, but it was like olive oil.
Oh yeah.
Foot juice just being squashed on.
Those were the original. Hey, so back to the rabbit hole that you.
And also, I want to pause. You would have had documents from like Christopher Columbus's journal that says some clearly
It's his
racist
journal,
shit,
yeah.
right? Like the way we read it, he's it's some racial shit that happened. But everyone in the landmass that you've never been to is not your race. And you're going to conquer every landmass. That's the point of all cultures. So the
Yeah.
question is it because if an African tribe dominates an African tribe next door, they're the same people.
Yes.
How is that racism?
No, but if an African tribe was next to some white tribe,
It would never
and-
happen back in the day.
back in the day would
Yeah.
happen. I think at that point it's not racism. It's just the same.
It's prejudice, tribalism.
Yeah, it's tribalism. But with
So then when does that change to racism?
because
right?
I think like with the Columbus era, they had already seen different color races.
A bunch of people have. Bro,
And-
Vikings were.
And at that point, I believe, thought that those races were less than, and that's why they were conquering them.
They did, but did they think they were less than because that race made them less than, or were they less than because they hadn't reached enough knowledge? Was the less than based on race or education?
I think it's just a mix of all of that, bro.
Right. And I think they were
To
just
be
finding out
honest.
because keep in mind he got lost. He wasn't looking.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So then he comes across and he thinks he could take this shit over. They're giving him gold. There's no reason. Da 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 da. Hey, we could take over all this shit and get all the gold. That's what incentivized him. He had no idea there was gold and all that just being thrown out in the street. That's why he went and conquered.
But they also saw, I think, they saw kindness for weakness, bro.
They did, right?
Yeah,
That's
they
why
did.
it was, hey, go tell the queen. This is going to be easy.
Yeah,
Right? Easy money. To me, that's not racism. That's you just conquering like everyone was doing. If he implied these brown people are dumb everywhere they go, these natives always dumbass.
Like I think it kind of did in some.
I
Of those
don't know. I'm not
course
that
he- I
detailed.
believe it did.
But what I would say is that he definitely thought they were inferior. And when it came down to war, he fucked around and found out. You know, disease had to stop that shit. But
Yeah.
my question would always be, what is the reason for your negative perception of these people? And that will let me know whether you're racist or not. You might just be a prejudiced asshole. You might just be conquering. You might have no sympathy.
But I
empathy.
think that's a fine line.
It is.
almost,
It's a very
right?
fine line. It's one thing that defines it.
Now,
Why?
now, let me ask you this one. There's some people, and I think you touched on this a little bit, that will say black people can't be racist.
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing in the world.
And they were saying what you're saying, because they have no power. And
That's so
that-
stupid.
That's the
dumbest
new one,
idea.
right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
exactly do they say?
That's like woke. That's wokeism's like colloquial version of racism. Racism to these woke people is that if people in positions of power that can affect other people's lives, minorities, are the only people that can be racist. So if I'm black, I can't be racist because I'm not in a position of power to impose that on a white person, which is racist because you don't think there's black people, brown people, minorities in any positions of power? Oh, well, we can't make laws. The laws are made by white men. No, bro. That version of racism doesn't even have to do with skin. It has to do with the bad guy's skin. So until black, brown, or minorities are in all these positions of power, making laws, doing all, then we can't be racist. That's so stupid, bro. Because if you grew up in the hood, dog, and one white boy there, he was always called Weddle. He was
Yes.
fucked with all the time. Nobody wants to eat at his house because his mom don't use seasoning. right? Yeah, hey, fool, I want to hit this fool because it'll turn purple in every color. Bro, this racism. The real issue is that it's actually hard to be racist with white cats. We got all the bad names. We got all the bywords. We can call white boy Cracker.
yeah,
Even think about it, Cracker was the dude that was whipping us.
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I think that people don't understand this wokeism idea. Just, bro, racism enough, the true definition is more than enough. It doesn't have to be about power and whether people are in positions of power. It has to do with the shitty things that they do to other people being for the reason of their skin.
Now, I want to go down the rabbit hole with you that you guys were like when I walked into the studio, right?
Oh, shit, fool, that's dangerous.
And I saw this on a clip. I think it was from one of the Malcolm X movies.
Oh.
And he was referring to the color of the original people from Israel, and that kind of got me thinking.
Got you, G.
I'm like, why is it that that whole area of the Middle East,
Which is an African landmass.
yes, is all pretty much people of skin color, right?
Yeah.
Except for the Israelis that are there.
The Jewish people
the
there, right?
Jewish people there.
That's the crazy part, bro. So, like, you can tackle that from like three perspectives. You can tackle that spiritually, you can tackle that geographically, and you can just tackle that from common sense of survivability, right? Show me any other landmass. First of all, you're talking about the equator, right? You're talking about Africa. You're talking about a desert. Well, I'm not gonna say desert. Actually, Africa has a lot of different land masses. Why is it that there's only one group of people that are white there, like white skinned? Everybody else, at the least, is dark brown.
Was it chosen? Maybe.
No, hell the fuck no. Because if they were chosen, I don't think God would have put these people in the hottest spot where their skin can't handle the sun.
Wait, you're talking about white people where?
In
Israel.
Israel.
Oh, okay.
Well, I shouldn't say that. Light skinned, right? Whatever. So
Caucasians.
if you look at that landmass, they weren't there before the Balfour Declaration of World War II, right? That put them there. That gave them the Holy Land. If you look at your Bible, you can look up, for instance, Jesus was never identified specifically anywhere other than one verse. It's Revelations. You can look it up. I forget the thing, but you can look up bronze skin or wool hair, right? Hair as wool in Revelations. And that will tell you exactly what he looked like. Hair browns as burnt bronze. You can Google burnt bronze. It's brown like this table, right? Woolly hair. Think of sheep.
All right, Chris.
What hairstyle is like that sheep hair? Is it long? Is it curly? Is it afro-y?
Yeah, it's
Kind of fro-y.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's like
Wool, right? So white woolly hair. His eyes were fiery red, bro, 'cause he's pissed off. But look up burnt bronze, right? And look up that verse. That tells you what he looks like, and that's when he comes back. All right. If you look at Jesus had to escape. Was it Ramses II?
Ramses?
Right, the Egyptian.
Oh, I thought it was a guy
king?
from Nacho Libre and shit.
Homie, it's a sledgehammer. It's a sledgehammer.
I believe in science.
I believe in science. Yeah. Or what's the other one? Oh fuck. What was the other one? That way he's like a Libre. Oh no, that is not Joe Libre. Fuck, I can't think of the line. When he's in like the.
It's all right, Chris. We're
Dora. But anyways, so when Jesus was escaping Ramses, he fled where? To Egypt.
Yeah.
Okay, but Egyptians aren't light,
No, absolutely not.
right? So how would a light-skinned man hide in a bunch of brown or black guys? Doesn't make sense, right? So if you escape there to hide and you blended in for what was it, like 3 years, then you look like you're part of the culture. Everyone around that has an identical skin tone, right? That landmass, you're never going to create light people out of that landmass. That's not going to happen. If you look back at the diaspora, right? Everybody spread from that
What is
landmass
that?
when all the first man started to spread out from Africa on out,
okay.
right? There was not a white man up in that land, right? That land was all black, right? So Egypt is actually used to be called Kem, right? Kemet, which means black land. That's where chemistry comes from, Khem, right? These were all known to be dark-skinned people. The book itself tells you that he's a dark-skinned man, that all of them are dark-skinned people, right? The ones that are there, you can look up when they went there. Balfour Declaration, World War II. That was the declaration given to them to give the Holy Land to these people. If you look up, and that's what, like, you got to be kind of like, the depth you get into it, you got to be kind of smart about it because people really hate this subject. But I was just telling him, like, think about this. Why do you call white people Caucasian? You can Google Caucasus Mountains, right? There are Caucasus Mountains, and if somebody lives in the Caucasus Mountains, they would be called
Caucasians.
right.
Yeah.
All right. So then look up the war that went there. There was a holy war with above them was Turkey, which were Muslim, and below them I forget who they were, but they were Christians. Those cats converted because if they joined the Muslims, the Christians killed them. Christians, Muslims. But if they joined to be converted to Hebrew, both cultures owe that, so they can't go to war with them. So then they came out of there as I forget if they're Sephardic Jews or which Jews, but they came out there as Jewish converts. This is the question. In your Bible, you will never find the word Jewish, nor will you ever find the word Israelite. So the question has to be asked in English when we use this language, what is that suffix of ish, right? Ish means to be like, right? So you can look at this, just English grammar. Kind of, right? Well, it literally means to be like.
Yeah.
But kind of is the way, like, an easier way to explain it. So I'm sleepy-ish, hungry-ish, tired-ish. I'm kind of sleepy. I'm kind of hungry. I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of Jewish. Israelite, Israeli. They don't call themselves Israelites. No. They call themselves Israeli. But the "ite" back in the day was another identifier. Canaanite. What was the other one? The Cushite. That "ite" was an identifier to a tribe, to a people. So why do they call themselves Israeli in the Bible? Israelite in the Bible, but Israeli out here, right? They don't really identify 100% in that thing. There's some, Revelations has a lot of very controversial verses there, but there's another one who says that there are Jews that are claiming to be Jews towards the end of the later days. and they're not, right? They're false Jews that are claiming this thing. And when he comes back, that's actually what he's going to destroy. The funny part is when you look at all this wokeism in modern movement, man, you're starting to see like a split where, for instance, minorities are really starting to get seen by a lot of these other cultures and races. It's weird because the Bible also says that towards the end, that will happen. That these people are going to turn and realize you're the holy people over here that they've been pushing down, and that they're going to come to worship you and put you on a pedestal.
That's kind of ironic, huh? Because you know, kind of like the in Israel, the people, they don't like Christianity, but the Christians need them because they want the Messiah to come back. They both are kind of using each other.
But that's the funny part. So those Christians are just uneducated because first and foremost, go back to the history of
American Christians. I mean,
no, it's a lot of Christians all over, right? The Ethiopian Christians don't believe that shit at all, and they're the oldest Christians.
Okay.
Right. And you look at,
right.
You go over there, look at their churches, look at what their Jesus looks like. Those are the oldest depicted ones. He's black. Go look up the Renaissance era. Renaissance means rebirth. Go look up the pictures. They were taking all those pictures and painting them white over the messiahs.
Well, actually, let me get that super chat up there, Chris, real quick before we miss it here. Right there, Miguel Moreno, appreciate that 190 super chat. The Fossalster needs his own conspiracy hour pod.
I appreciate the homie, but you trying to get me killed, G? 1 hour to do this, man. You know how much I'm gonna slip up?
Hey, go down a little bit.
We're gonna have the feds knocking up on this door.
Nah, man, I ain't gonna be no knock. Someone gonna slide through my window.
Down more. I saw a couple down more. I saw
King David is related to
No,
Jesus.
I saw one said I'm Mexicanish. I'm Paisanish. I'm Paisaish.
I'm gangsterish.
Hey, fool, we better be or not on that one. Stand for Israel 100% has nothing to do with that, right? And that's why I say this shit gets all tricky because people can't take in information without choosing a side and fighting. You don't have to fight. The people that were born there had nothing to do with any of this shit. Their grandfathers had nothing to do with it. Right. This shit is so far back. Unfortunately, people die over it, whether they're Israeli or not. So you don't have to worry about standing for someone. Stand for humanity, dog. Stand for people that shouldn't get killed.
Some people get into their feelings. Like Ben Living Dead. Sorry, that's a good one.
What's that?
Call it Disinformation Podcast. People don't like it, bro.
Well, I mean, you could call in later and tell me what's disinfo, bro, and we can just look up. We got computers in front of us and we're live, so call in and let me know. We'll tap in.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right, easy
That's
money,
the thing
bro.
about religious topics. Somebody's gonna get their feelings hurt.
But you know what, though, bro? You know what's funny, man? Like, you don't have to take a long time to tell the truth. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to hide from it. If you're telling the truth, thank God that we live in a world where I can pull fact check out my phone. And you can too. So if you feel any type of way, do your Googles and tap in and let me know where I'm fucking up and, challenge it. Yeah. But so if you look back, it's funny because
let me get the phone over there.
You have a Torah, right? And
wait, hold on. Someone said I disagree with everything he just said. Look up the word Afrocentric.
Afrocentric? They don't have to, bro. It's in the name itself. Yeah, but Afrocentrism has nothing to do with it. Actually, in fact, this is Afrocentrism because it's saying that the Bible belongs to the African people. So it's Afrocentric. You don't have to Google that word, dog. Just read it. Afrocentric, right? But no, this is literally going to that case, bro, is that this is actually an African culture, not an Israeli culture. It's for African people.
So who was the first painting of Jesus that was white? Do you know that?
I don't know which one it was, but if you look the exact one, look up the Renaissance, and that's when they were repainted.
That's when they rebranded him.
Yeah,
and said you were widow.
There's pictures. There's pictures of them literally with the white brush on top of it, and there's some that were brown and some white, and they're literally doing it. That's Renaissance means the rebirth. That's when history got rewrote.
The part of when they say his skin was like bronze or his hair was coarse. What part of the Bible was that?
Revelations. It's you can look up Revelations browns like wool. I want to say it's 114. I just can't really remember the exact one, but it's Revelations.
So if they don't trust Google, they can just go look in the
Read your Bible.
that part, brother.
Hey, and you know what? I said on a podcast before. I used to be a Hebrew Israelite. I used to run around debating theology. That's why I love when people say things like that. The Bible teaches you how to teach the Bible, and it's precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. Meaning, if I give you a concept, I have to prove it through several different parts of it, because God is everlasting and consistent. God can't challenge himself nor contradict himself nor be wrong. So when people say Old Testament God, no, you're dumb. It's the same God.
Put the number up there, Chris.
Right? The concept may be different in how you perceive it, but no, not at all. That book, I should be able to explain every concept I'm saying from the book in several verses, right? So call me on it. But yeah, that's why you have a Torah and a Tanakh. The Tanakh has nothing to do with it. That's why they speak Hebrew or Yiddish.
What's a Tanakh?
The Tanakh is the secondary book that they use,
Close
right?
that, Chris,
The
close
Torah is the actual book, and then you get a bunch of all the other concepts that start to get confusing at the Tanakh. Then you have Yiddish, the language that they speak. They speak Hebrew or Yiddish. Yiddish has nothing to do with Hebrews, right? And that's where the other side comes in.
Jessica asked, and this is something that I also want to know. What is the New or Old Testament? What's real? And then that's something that for me that will question, like, how do you go about all of a sudden say, hey, I want to change this Bible and I want to rewrite it? What's the biggest difference?
So the hard part about the Bible is that it's one of the greatest literary books in all of human history. Yet it is one of the most confusing books to know how to read because you don't read the Bible linear. The only parts that are actually in sequence is Genesis and Revelation. Beginning and in the middle has been either books removed or misplaced to cause confusion. And that happened in the Council of Nicaea, right? When they came through and they revamped the Bible. You had that happen several times. During the Protestant Reformation, they took 14 books out of the Bible, right? So unfortunately, if you care about God, you should do more history.
That's a lot of books to take out. Why would they take out so many
Well,
books?
because it told, several reasons. One of them
It's good stuff. I thought it was a good rabbit hole to go down, bro.
was the Protestants were created in that moment. Martin Luther led that. They removed all the books that Martin Luther King Jr., ironically enough, was not his name. That's why I hate that he took that. When they removed those books, they removed clear indicators that these people were brown people.
What year was this roughly?
Fuck, that one I can't give you on the top of my head. Probably like 1500 somewhere.
Okay.
This is post King James, I believe, or pre-King James. I think it's post King James. I could be wrong, but this was a while back, right? And there's a lot of alien shit in there that people are coming to now. There's 14 books. If you pick up the Apocrypha is the 14 books that were removed from the original King James Bible. King James 1611 is probably the only Bible you should read. And if you're real about your shit, and the guy that called me out earlier, I hope you have a concordance with that Bible. And I hope you know what that is.
With King James?
With any Bible.
Okay.
Because originally these Bibles were written in Greek and in Hebrew. And in English, we don't have words to translate these concepts. That's why there's a difference between a translation and a transliteration.
Okay, we got one. Hotline, what you got, 909?
Man, what's the homie's name right there with the green jacket?
That's the philosopher, homeboy. The philosopher.
What's poppin', G?
What's his religion? When he started studying the
agnostic.
Bible, that's what I want to know.
I'm agnostic.
Go ahead, talk to him.
When you started studying the Bible, brother?
When I started studying it, you said?
Yeah, because you know a lot.
Yeah.
You know a lot of the Bible.
I appreciate it, man. So religion's been a big thing my whole life, and then fucked around a lot, made a lot of mistakes, found myself back again, cleaned myself up about 18, I want to say, and then I just went down this whole rabbit hole of theology, you know. So.
But how do you study like in the scriptures? Like how'd you get it? Like the Jehovah Witnesses, you know, they use like the
Nah, bro.
Atalaya,
The Holy Spirit, G. Read it.
Well,
God said, your Bible alone says you don't need a church. Where two men are present speaking in God, God is present.
True.
Right?
Yeah. All right.
So to me, the reason why I don't like to do that is titles are only good for books and movies, bro. When I go to a church, they teach me what they want to teach me. And that's why everybody that believes in God has said they've had questions that have never been answered. Well,
all right.
maybe you should ask somebody else, right? So I did my own stuff. I searched by myself for a while. And like I said, the Bible teaches you how to teach. It also teaches you how to read it. It's just who reads the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
some people, you know, they read it from the front to back. So I tell people, you know, I think, you know, there's certain, scriptures for certain things you want to know. You know what I mean? You want to know something about,
100%.
you know, tests, or you want to know something about friends, or you want to know something about love. You know, there's scriptures for all that.
100%. The beautiful part, man, is that I would say anybody that wants to get a good understanding of it, first learn what order to read it in, because it gets really hard. If I pick a book up and I read chapter 1, 5, 9, 3, 2, that story gets hard. And you stop wanting to read it. That was done for a reason, right? Confusion. So, nah, bro, just do some Googles. How should I read it? Look up the history. Don't read the book first. Look up the history and figure out what they did, undo it, and start there.
Well, for sure,
you know what I mean?
sure, bro.
But yeah,
Cool, man.
Apocrypha, bro. Pick that one up. That's fun.
Player.
Appreciate you, Chief.
Appreciate the shot.
Appreciate the clip.
So what you're saying, pretty much reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
We got a $5 super chat.
Jiu-jitsu.
Mr. Grump said, "Have you ever heard of people thinking the Pope and the Catholic Church run the world, and someday they will rise again?"
No, so I got you on that one. I love that question right there. They don't. So there's something called the Black Pope.
Give us a second, caller. Go ahead.
There's something called the Black Pope, right? So the Black Pope is the guy that actually runs the Vatican, right? There's also
Give us a second, caller.
there's also a prophecy, and I'll make it quick.
All right, go ahead, caller. I guess you ain't waiting for. What's up, homeboy? Talk to us.
What's up with it? What about the whole narrative that the people that brought the Bible came and destroyed all the natives and forced them to get in their churches?
That's not a narrative. That's the truth.
What about all that?
That's the truth. That's not a narrative.
Coming with
That's
the
the truth.
facts.
And
Not
then
just them.
That's actually what kind of me, like myself, when I started like really looking more
Getting
into
into
the
it.
indigenous, my people, my ancestors, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stirred me,
Do you know that
steered me away from.
they steal everything from us, bro? They stole all our knowledge. They stole today. They got Aztec calendars are in freaking Europe, bro.
Yeah, well, that was a prophecy,
You know
though.
what I'm
That was a curse set upon the people that you will be, your whole
they
thing will be
stole
taken.
all our knowledge, translated
Language.
it into whatever the fuck they wanted to call it. You know what I'm saying? And the native people have been this. The cross means force, fool. The cross. Remember, it was in the shields of the knights and the medieval
Crusaders.
people
Crusaders.
that were coming and slaughtering people and chopping heads off.
Yeah.
It was in the shield, the cross.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But that cross did not represent that book.
We
'cause
got you, Grubs. We
you
got
know what
you,
I mean?
Grubs.
I don't think. Yeah, I got trust me. I got you on that one. That cross is not a representation of the spirituality people think they're representing. Because I don't think if a man killed your dad with a knife, you wouldn't wear that, right? I think that alone should tell you where this is really coming from. Because the greatest trick the devil played was not making people think he didn't exist. Was making him think they worshiping God when they're worshiping him. Right. I think that if you think you're serving a God that is the opposite guy, that's a lot worse than thinking someone doesn't exist. So that Knights of Malta, the Crusaders, all that shit, that's not from the Bible, dog. That's not what that was. Those are people taking something and realizing, oh damn, the only thing I can control this man with more than money and status is God.
That's right.
Yep.
And you know what's the
And then
craziest thing
you
is a man that will
mentioned
kill for
how-
God is the scariest man you'll find.
You mentioned how the translation is lost. Who gave us this language that gives us the word Bible and gives us a translation to all these things that are in this book that someone gave? You know what I mean? Like even
Well,
the
they
book
didn't give it to you in
itself,
English.
like,
Right, you have an English one because you live here. It was originally Latin, right, and that was done for what you're saying. So when Emperor Constantine came into power, he created a country called Constantinople, where he unified all the churches into only in Constantinople, and he made it so that the books were made in Pig Latin, which was a dead language, which only the aristocrats and smart people were able to actually break down. Therefore, he was able to control an entire nation because they didn't know what the book was saying. A pastor had to translate it to them and tell them. And then you had concepts like purgatory started coming out where, hey, grandma, she's dead, but she didn't go to heaven or hell. She's in the lobby. Pay me a little bit of money, I'll send her up. Because people can't research. Confusion and lack of education is what allows problems in religion to come up.
Yeah.
Right? Religion is not this thing people are like, oh, it's to curse, it's to control people. Nah, people found a great tool to do that.
All right, Pistola,
Yeah.
appreciate the phone call, my man.
yeah, for sure. Good shit, man. Keep rolling.
All right.
What was that fool saying up
Let's
there?
answer Big Grump's phone. His
Super chat.
His super chat, bro. Right there.
Which is his 10th one, by the
Oh,
way.
okay.
Appreciate
I
Sick
that.
appreciate
asshole,
that.
dog. That's what's up. So, Black Pope, right? There's a Black Pope that he actually controls everything. You can look up. There was a prophecy of 114 popes, I believe. It was. I can't think of the name of it, but just look up Pope prophecy, and every single pope from that man, and this is hundreds of years, has been down to a T. He was correct on every single one, from where they'd be identified, name, blah 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 blah, all of it to a T. The last one, he got his resignation down, right? That he would give up, right? It would just bounce. And then this one, he said would be Jesuite. Jesuites are they're like assassin monks for the Christians back in the day. Go watch what was that movie, bro, with Tom Hanks when he was doing all that God conspiracy shit.
Oh yeah, when he was going around,
It's like
finding
the secret
the Holy
came
Grail
out.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go watch that movie. The bad guy, the white dude with the monk thing.
Yeah.
He's a Jesuite.
That's right. Okay,
All right.
I remember that.
So the Pope we have right now is a Jesuite. After this cat, the prophecy is that man made is that the house on the Vatican will be destroyed. The Bible says the house on 7 hills will be destroyed as well. If you look up the Vatican, it should be described as the house on 7 hills. Right. So I don't think there's a rise again. I think that we're on our last pope and we're going to see Rome fall. And think about what the last two have said. Aliens can be converted to Christianity. You can have like going against all of it, completely shattering the Bible. That's what the last pope and this pope have been doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds kind of like, Rome's the Vatican's going to fall pretty hard soon, and I think that's going to be some shit where people really realize like, oh, we're at the end, right? But no, I don't think they're coming back, bro. I think the Vatican's going to be gone with.
I saw another comment. What do you think about somebody was like pushing back on Pistola, saying, fools are 80% Europeans but claim to be Aztecs.
Okay, so check this out. And actually, when I do that, I love this right here.
Which one?
Supply Grunt 510. Well, our Aztec culture was sacrificing kids to the sun god, so I'd rather be Catholic. Let me ask a question. The only reason why you assume that and think you know that is the same people that took your culture from you told you that, because there's no way you know shit about your culture because it was all taken away.
Yeah.
We were told that we were just savage, bloodthirsty people. You know what's funny is that if you went to Aslan...
Hotline. Hey, turn the background off, please. Caller.
Sorry, I had a question for a philosopher.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, so he said he's agnostic, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the difference between Gnostic Christianity and agnostic Christianity?
Well, Gnosticism is a actual religion, right? So you're talking about Gnostics, right? So those are more like secret Christians that were more working in more covert thing. They have, it's like mixing a little more, I don't want to be disrespectful on it, but I don't mean it rudely, but like woo shit in there, right? I guess that's all things. But Gnostics were not the same, and they were more like, I guess I have a little more science, a little more philosophy in a deeper way. But agnostic is a philosophy, right? It means that we don't belong to a culture, religion, or group. Anyone can be agnostic, right? It means that I believe both can be true. I leave way for no God and God. But I'm not stupid enough to say there's no God, and I'm not smart enough to prove a God, nor a Christian God or Islamic God. I can't do that, right? I personally believe that a hurricane doesn't go through a junkyard to make a plane. Order does not come from chaos. So creation to me implies creator, but I don't know which one is. Right? I don't know if H.P. Lovecraft had it right, where God is a sleeping, creating giant that life comes out of his mouth as he sleeps, and that's why he's not involved. And I don't know if the Christians had it right, or the Muslims, or these guys. So I know there's something out there, but I can't lay claim to it. So I lead my life considering that and trying to be good and hoping that's enough, right? So Gnostics have a culture, they have ritual, they have everything behind them. I'm separate from that. I just believe it could be either or. Gnostics could be right.
Have you read some of like the Gnostic scripture, like the Pistis Sophia?
Dude, not to be real with you, bro, not in like 10 years like that.
Okay.
Just to keep it 100, like I couldn't be fresh off the top of my brain off of Gnosticism like that. And Gnosticism wasn't something that I was deep into. It was just kind of brushed through them. And who are the other ones, bro? They're like Gnostics, but they were... fuck, dude, they were like the original secret Christians at the time. They were right there with the Gnostics. I used to read a bit of it, but I'm not that well versed in Gnosticism like that to try to break down with you.
Thank you, brother.
Of course.
I appreciate it. God bless.
You too, man. But to that point earlier about the Aztecs, man, there's no way you could have known that, right? So for me personally, if I know that these people took all of my shit, I don't think I'm going to believe them when they tell me how bad I am. But you can do is you can look at Aslan. And you can realize that we were actually at the time the highest in culture and art. We had the best paintings, the best poems. We were high in art. Our clothing, our garments, our jewelry, our weapons. And the funny part is that all of our poets and our artists, the most beautiful, deep ones, were our warrior class. They weren't the aristocrats that didn't do shit. They were the men that went to war, and they came back and made poetry and made music and painted and made jewelry. So while you sit there and you say our Aztec people, I don't think that's who they were, bro. I think it's really hard to do that. I think that when you come into a land and you say, man, these guys are killing their babies, they're throwing them, they're sacrificing, they're evil, they're demons. Look at that sun disk. We should go give them God.
Yeah.
That story starts to look a little different, right? So to me personally, I would want to believe that my people who were very in tune and harmony with the land around them, with their own, that were beautiful enough to see war, to be violent, yet hold the baby the same day, that's probably not who they were.
How long were the Aztecs actually around? I don't think they were around as
No, they weren't even around that fucking
Right?
long, right? And they came in and made
reign
a
was
scene,
small.
G. Yeah, they made a scene, bro. They built on... Aslan is on a moat. There's a river around all...
They had the best land possible, bro,
the
for a
best,
tribe. Yeah.
the highest, bro. And they built just like a ringed city stacked up on it.
Yep.
These guys came in and killed it. There's more pyramids on the Yucatan than anywhere in the world. That's our people. And people forget the accomplishments, because when I go look at cannibal tribes that exist today, I don't see anything great being built around them. Why not? Maybe because people that are capable of doing certain things for no reason aren't capable of creating. What they said too is like, think about it. People talk all this crap about like the people from white people back in the day that were conquering and stealing. Back in the day, cats. I heard this thing one time. Somebody told me that the only thing white people created was a patent. I'm like, I get what you're saying. That's cute. Back in the day, I don't like when people do the race shit, because today's people are not back in the day people, bro. And back in the day, people, you look up freedom riders. You had a bus full of white people that were burning with us.
Yes.
Yep.
And we forget these stories. All you hear is white, 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 and you think that creates a whole concept. No, bro. When they came over, they re-identified us. The same way, that's called propaganda, bro. The same way Hitler did to his own people to make them hate Jews. They said all these stories of these people. Why would that not apply to your own people, bro? And think of it like this. You know what I love about our people, and it shows how powerful we are? I made this point the other day to somebody in the studio. I hear all this shit about like, that's the slave name. You don't speak Spanish. That's the slave.
Oh, yeah.
Check this out, though. Shame on you, right? Because hundreds of years later, that's our language. People
is our
don't associate Spanish with Spain.
No, that is.
So you try to erase me, take me, and I just took everything you had and made it better and took it as my own.
Hotline, what you got?
Ya cállate, ya cállate. Let's have a good night.
No me quiero callar, no me quiero callar, no me quiero callar. What's up, fool? What you got, old boy?
Hey, I love y'all, man. Shout out from Texas.
That's right.
Love y'all
Texas.
boys, man. I'm tuning in.
That's right, brother.
Hell
Shout out
yeah.
to Texas. Much love. Appreciate the support.
Hey,
homeboy.
yo, Campo, Texas. I love American Soul. I love y'all, man. I'm
That's
just
right.
fucking with y'all.
That's
That's
right.
right.
homeboy.
Yeah,
we don't take it serious over here, fool. We don't want to run the fade right now, homeboy.
Yeah, bro. I should be getting crazy, bro.
All right, brother.
Already, homie. Love y'all, man.
That's right. Thank you, brother. Hey,
Hey, no, actually, this guy corrected me. Aslan is actually the cave they came out of and created Tenochtitlan. So yeah, he's right.
yeah.
I love that he says, "So you're gay."
hey, but you know,
Hey,
you
thanks
know
for
who
adding
says that a lot
Fuzz.
about the Spanish thing? It's people who can't speak a lick of Spanish.
Oh, get the fuck up! Yeah,
That's usually how it is, because I'm like, wait a minute, go tell somebody listen to mariachi music. This is not our language. Our language was Naha and
Nahua and shit, yeah.
Nahua and
Yeah.
Nauru.
Spanish is. I'm sorry.
Hell no. I love the fact that the tool you tried to use to erase me with, we just used it as our own and made it better. Nobody thinks of Spanish culture. They think of Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
y'all barely exist at that point, right? This is our culture now. They wiped us out entirely, right? So, and it wasn't pre-Diluvian, those pyramids, bro. You can't even prove that. You cannot age. You can't use any type of isometric shit to age rock. First and foremost, you get fucked up ages. If you take a rock and you age, you test one layer and the bottom, different ages. So it's not pre-Diluvian. You can't even prove it's pre-Diluvian, bro. Somebody put up there that there's pyramids are pre-Diluvian. They're not.
What is pre-diluvian?
The flood. That's the flood. So it's before the Great Flood. Also, keep in mind, bro, you had Olmecs that were there. You don't know when the Olmecs were there. You don't know when the Aztecs were there. You can't date rock, which is all the pyramids are.
Let's see what Carnalismo has.
Carnalismo
What's up,
in the
Carnalismo?
house.
Why do you think mainstream media doesn't accept our pyramids and choose to teach our kids?
Because it changes the
Our
story.
schools are the pyramids are made by other cultures, and our creators
Changes the narrative.
Is that what they're saying? They're saying that the pyramids were not created by natives, or what?
Yeah, well, I mean, think about like I guess I would ask more detailed on that, but I'm assuming he's talking about like in Egypt that the Jews slaves were building them, and that like they don't even talk about I've never heard anybody before I learned it that all the shit in the Yucatan. But what I do know is that once you start breaking that down, the narrative's changed. His history, right? Like we were told something about everything and all of it was wrong. And the moment you start looking at people, where they came from, where they moved, what they did, like look at pyramid building. The oldest pyramids are the best pyramids. And as it aged on, shittier pyramids started to occur. So the perfect pyramids, like in the Giza Plateau, that was like the oldest. And then all the step pyramids you see from there, that came after. So we got worse at building.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. That doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, it does. It's just like going to the moon, bro.
Oh, we lost all the telemetry
Yeah,
data?
yeah, we lost everything,
Fuck, dude, we
bro.
lost that telemetry data, dog. I don't know how to get back.
Hotline, hotline. Talk
We
to
never
us.
went to the moon.
Nah,
we never went to the moon.
We never went to
Look at that. Hey, you see that right there? He just put the verse.
Caller.
Hello,
Oh, his name says everything
Talk
to me.
to us,
That's what's
homeboy.
up, brother.
man.
You okay?
Is this American Solo?
Yeah, Playboy. You're running
Pizza
up the
Hut.
minutes, fool.
Pizza Hut. Can I get your order?
$1.99 a minute, player. Talk to us.
No, this is the Krusty Krab.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm calling from Stockton, California. I'm just calling in just to see if the number really works.
The number works, fool. The number works. Shout out to Stockton, carnal. You got a question or you just tap it in?
No, I was just tapping in, but hey, I love what you do, man.
Thanks.
Stay up.
That's right. Appreciate you,
I
man.
hope to see this in the YouTube.
That's right, homie. Hey,
right.
I appreciate it, carnal. Shout out to Stockton, player.
For sure, man. Hey, stay up.
That's right, homeboy.
Yeah.
Love,
Hey, so
homeboy.
two things I like right there. There's that verse. Somebody put the verse about the right there. Somebody put that verse right there. That's the verse that tells you that there are currently people claiming to be Israelites and are not from Israel.
Read,
right?
read it for us, bro.
I might want to let me.
You don't want to do it?
It says, "Behold,
Oh,
I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee."
So where's this in Revelations?
Mm-hmm.
So it's saying there's gonna be.
Talk about this is talking about the comeback, right?
Talking about the fake Jews.
Yeah, and the fade Jesus gonna bring. Go down and
Catching face with everybody.
I love these like simple little minded ones though, like it's so gay. But look at this one. Yeah. Next he's gonna talk about the Anunnaki. We can.
Oh, man, that's- we'll be here for another 2
check it
hours.
out.
We talk about the Anunnaki.
Enki and Lil.
So you don't need me here today, bro. You got done with this fool.
Yeah,
man.
we can do this shit all day.
Just throw him a couple of pieces of meat.
Don't go down these. I tell you, bro. Lips of wisdom are closed, but unto the ears of
talking about the
understanding.
Anunnaki, we're gonna be here for a minute.
Nah, we can't do that yet. Nah, man, all I'm gonna say, bro, is lips of wisdom are closed, but unto the ears of
See,
understanding.
all this stuff I don't even know, bro. So what? Just give me a small. What is the Anunnaki?
The Anunnaki, and ironically enough, it's a lot of where Hitler's like symbolism and theology came from, right? So the Anunnaki were an elite kingdom of like it was like a supreme kingdom. We have several kingdoms unified and then conquered all parts of this galaxy.
Yeah.
Right. And then they had a warrior class. The queens were called the Sata
Oh,
queens.
yeah, this can get its own segment, bro.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
So when you see SS,
I heard that was before.
Right.
Is that the South Side?
that's just hey, that's Secret Service, fool. That's Secret Service.
Hotline. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How y'all doing over there? and
We
stuff? I
doing-
like the combo always.
Appreciate it, man. Where you calling from, my man?
I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
That's
Brooklyn
right.
in the house,
That's
homeboy.
right.
What's up, New York? Talk to us, player.
All right, then. So, this whole conversation about history and everything, I have one right here I'm going to throw out. I always
right.
talk about this, right?
Let's do it.
You can't be mad, right, about our history in America, right? And when people throw the bone that, Americans treated certain ethnicities a certain way, right?
Mhm.
Because without that history, we wouldn't be in
That's right.
this current time. I don't understand why people can't realize that we have to go through this to be where we're at today. Do you agree or disagree?
100%.
Or should people hold on to what has happened in the past and then blame history for...
No, I think you make a good point, Doug. I think you make a really beautiful point. I think the answer is kind of in the middle, right? I think that what angers me controls me, and I'll never let the person that calls himself my master control me. But I'm not going to forget what happened because history will repeat, right? So you're right, man. Like, there's no reason to be angry and do that. No, because this is where we should be, right? These things have to occur, like you're saying. But I think holding that hate in the heart really blinds you from making the decisions you need to make. Emotional maturity is something that a lot of us haven't learned, right? And I think understanding a little bit of emotional maturity will allow us to get beyond that point of just purely hating and being angry and doing nothing, right? So I think you make a really good point on that one.
Nah, completely understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, we don't forget, right? We still have to realize what
history
we
will
went
repeat
through.
itself if we do.
No, I think it's almost like the saying, do the ends justify the means? And I think when you put it that way, people get hurt. To me, I completely agree with what you're saying. I mean, there's some people that they almost use it as a crutch.
Yeah, 100%.
And they'll start, making excuses of, why we are where we're at, that because we have so many generational, scars and it's that. But at some point, when do we say, okay, enough is enough? Now let's start taking accountability.
If you're complaining, you're not working. So understand what happened to prevent problems. But bro, I can't build off hate. I can't build anything good off anger, dog. A tree without its roots is gonna fall. So remember what happened. Understand how people are, nature, shit. Make sure next time you're in the room with that guy that's shady, you know where all your shit's at. But be in that room. But no, man, you gotta live happy and build good shit.
Exactly. And exactly what's happening currently, right? With the current, the whole political movement in America, right?
Yes. So there's
people have
to hate America.
100%. Yeah.
Go ahead, Brooklyn.
So with that whole thing, you also have to realize that you can change the party you were once part of and join another party.
Hell yes, America.
Facts.
People don't feel that way, but yeah, you're right.
And I don't understand. Like, you need to understand that if one system is not working, then you need to switch it up for the other system to continue on the right path. Yeah. But people go about it the wrong way. It's like, oh, the orange man doesn't like us. Who cares if the orange man don't like you? Yeah. But the orange man is going to put the country where it needs to be.
Yeah.
I agree. Hey,
but that problem is ego and tribalism. Yeah, you can't be wrong.
For sure. Appreciate the call, Brooklyn.
I really, yeah. So I just need for all of us to start looking at, we all about the same age. I'm pretty sure we all like 40, 50 and stuff.
I'm like 35, bro.
And growing up, look at that. So all of us grew up in a time where our parents were able to talk about politics, religion, and still walk out the room, chit-chatting and catching a beer.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. Hey, once again, appreciate the call, my man. Much love.
All right, man.
I appreciate that, dog. Yeah, hell yeah. On the other side. Hey, yo, this fool Chimichanga, you been on a roll, dog.
Chimichanga, let me read that one.
Yo, this motherfucker been killing
Philosopher
me.
looks in the mirror every morning and says, fuck you. It's you, baby. And points at himself. Oh, that's fucking great.
Put your aviators on. Put the aviators on.
Yeah, that's why I'm making my PowerPoint, my aviators. My wife won't let me get them, bro.
That's right.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I've been watching this shit through. This motherfucker been killing me, bro.
Hey, Chris, turn that AC back on over here.
Somebody said in that comment section that Anunnaki are not part of the Bible. You don't know that actually, but they're not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen that. There's theories about them being connected to the Bible in terms of they're the ones who kind of
seeded. So that's the opposite. So he's saying that like literally in the Bible, you're not going to find Anunnaki concepts there, right? That's what you're saying, yeah. But in the Bible, there's plenty of like extraterrestrial shit there. Go get your apocrypha first and foremost, right? Look at the way angels are described, or the fiery chariots of the sky with wheels upon wheels, right? There
you go.
Was there any connection of Aryans with Anunnaki?
That's what the Anunnaki was.
That's what the Anunnaki was. Okay.
Yeah. They're the Aryan race.
So right now that you mentioned Hitler, I've like seen theories about Hitler supposedly, or Germany. They went to Alaska, I believe.
Yeah. So that New Schwabenland,
the Aryan civilization.
Yeah. No. So that's not. They created land there. You look up New Schwabenland.
Yeah, Germany did.
Yeah, Alaska, so they had a UFO fight there, and like a battleship fight with UFOs. You can look up Hitler.
Germany.
So Hitler actually.
It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All of that shit is based off of like the Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki.
All Tomb Raiders, all that type of shit is literally alien and biblical shit. Which biblical shit is alien shit, bro. You said Anunnaki no Bible. Check this out. Go look up the Ark of the Covenant, and look up how it's described and what it did. Right, and come back to me after that one. But for what you're saying, that's New Schwabenland, right? They have two spots. They have New Schwabenland. They have a spot in Argentina. So Hitler actually had, and you can look it up because there's pictures of it now. He created like the UFO that we know of, the DOS,
Yes.
right? He created about 3 of those, 3 different kinds. Hitler had a man next to him called Himmler. Himmler was an occultist. Hitler was part of the Thule and Vril Society. Thule and Vril Society, right? The Vril comes from India, the Vimana shit, right? The Bhagavad Gita, get a Bhagavad Gita, and you see all these UFO shits that were fighting there. That's where SS comes from, the Sita Queens, SSTA, right? The pale Nordic whites, tall, you know, all that shit. Those were that is your Anunnaki culture, allegedly in a way coming on down, or probably the half-breed they made. He was looking for, what did Hitler do? Why did he go around taking religious artifacts, art? When people do that for war, they destroy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, typically, yes.
Why did he keep it all? All the gold, all the artifacts, all the knowledge. Wait, you were going around trying to exterminate races. Why did you give a fuck so much about theology and hide it all?
Yeah.
Because that's not what he was doing, bro. He was half Jewish as well. He was part of 2 secret societies, and you look up everything around that from the swastika, which is an inverted fucking peace or love symbol from, what is it, India?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of this German iconography comes out of this religious shit. It didn't come out of Great Germany, bro. It's like your Vikings and these cats. Why weren't they Nords? You know what I mean? Why did they go and make the SS? And they had a palace with a big swastika on it. It was just an occult palace in like the mountain range somewhere. You can look it up, and that's where all of like the head guys would be at. And they just occultic shit, all ritual shit, Epstein type shit. The man was going around. It was not just a genetic warfare alone, bro. And genetics. What is the story of the Anunnaki? They came down and took the Adapa, gave it the compassion gene, mixed its 2 things together, and created man.
Yep.
Adamu, or Adam in your Bible. Adapa or ape, caveman. The process, right? Okay. And Hitler was really, really tied up in genetics. I think Bill Gates' grandfather was the guy who made genetics, some shit like that.
Now the story of the how do you pronounce it?
Anunnaki.
Anunnaki. Where did that story start coming out of? Like as far as books and knowledge and passing on.
So that's weird because there's some calls to like Babylon. You can see a lot of shit in Babylon where they're holding the same like little purse things in their hands and stuff like that. That there's a story about like it's not even from here. It's just a genetic story where these people. Aliens based, I guess to say in like a simple way, these fucking massive aliens that went around conquering all kinds of shit in the solar system, fucked up the whole galaxy, owned all that shit and got bored. The queens then fucked around and said, hey, we got shit to do. These kings are lazy. They're over it. Let's keep expanding. So the queens sent all these warrior class of elites out. And then they found Earth and they needed gold, and there's a metric shit ton of gold in Earth. So they started mining, but these are elite warriors. So they started getting mad. They're like, what the fuck? I'm doing slave work, bro. I'm a savage. So then they were like, hey, what can we do? There was three children, Enki, Enlil, and I believe Enki Me. I forgot the third one's name. Enlil, I believe, was the bad brother, and then the sister and the other brother tied up together because the bad brother said, hey, we could take these Adapas here, and we can make them do this shit for us. Right, so they created a working class, and those people the 2 siblings took that Adapa and they felt bad, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's give them some genetics and some compassion in their genes and some understanding. So like the apple gave you, what is it? Like you're conscious of yourself now when in the Garden of Eden, right? It wasn't an apple. That's a stupid thing to say. The fruit. When she bit into it, it gave her the ability to self-reflect. It gave her consciousness because she realized now I'm naked. The ability of self, shame, right, critique, all these weird concepts came out in that moment. And that was the point, right? Same thing with the Adapa. The Adapa realized when they put that compassion, that gene, they altered it, it had the ability to now self-reflect and look at itself and be like, oh shit, these fools are, and then they came out and started the whole uprising and shit like that. So that's pretty much what they did. They were just this massive fucking group that came back down. And then they did.
Why would they not be around anymore?
They are. So allegedly they're on the 10th planet, right now, currently. And also they have a residency at, I think, the Sirius Dog Star, and then a metric shit ton of places throughout the universe, if the story's true. So that's why you have like the Sirius Dog Star, and you have, what is the Dogon tribes? Like the Dogons fucking are caught up on that star system. Everything boils down to that star system, right? If you look it up, everything boils down to it. So allegedly, that's what home base they have, and that in our solar system, and they just came out with it, that we actually have a 10th planet orbiting, but it orbits in an oval orbit. So all of our other orbits is a straight circle, right? So a year is when it goes all the way around the sun, but this one is an oval. So it only peaks at the two ends, and that path on the other side is so long. So it takes so much longer for it to come visible to us again, right? And that's your planet X that people were talking about and freaking out about, right? Okay. We didn't know about it because it's so far in the other end of the oval that we weren't able to see it. You look Google right now, there's a 10th planet that we discovered. Ironically enough, they said Pluto wasn't one, it was an exoplanet, so then all of a sudden you had one less planet, so now you gotta go back to 9 if you find this 10th one, right? It's funny, but yeah, that's one of their spots. And apparently what it is that they return every once in a while, and when that planet gets back into range where we can see it, allegedly that's when they come back and make a presence again, but it takes thousands of years.
So do you believe that there are, I mean, wouldn't that make them like God to us?
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, the story is that they're the creators.
Mm-hmm. So they're seeding the universe.
That's wild, bro. I never heard that one.
Yeah, they're seeding the universe, right? That's the point, is that life can be seeded. The other way is that the other example of a seeding creation is a meteorite falls into Earth that has a bunch of bacteria, and on that bacteria, it starts to grow and develop here on Earth and then become life. And life is seeded. Yeah, well, seeding, right? So basically sending shit out there for evolution to take way. Right, instead of God creating from the mud, or instead of aliens creating from something else.
Yeah, they said Doughboys on mushrooms. This was.
I wish I was on mushrooms right
this
now.
Motherfucker is so high.
Fuck.
He's tripping.
Yeah, no. If I was on mushrooms, I'd be like,
yeah.
Hey, fool, you don't gotta get high. Talk to me.
I would be with the Anunnaki, right?
damn, fool. Bro studied inside of a milk carton box. I'm like, hey,
what do you say, bro? Studied inside of a milk carton
they be
box.
sometimes, bro. They be.
You know what I don't get is
you should call in.
You know what trips me out is the chat things like you're just like just making this up right now. Like
it's like Google while I talk.
No, but not just that. It's not like these are not. This is not what you think. This is what you've seen or learned or whatever.
I don't even believe in the Anunnaki.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just giving y'all game what you believe.
Gil asked what that is.
I answered the question. My fault. I've read a lot. You mad? Like, I'm agnostic. Remember?
I don't.
Yeah. That's what trips me out. It's like people really think like you're up here making this shit up right now.
Yeah, like you said, if they disagree with you, the number's up there, 747-279-8109. It's just, and it would be like you giving me some history on Egypt, and it's just history, and you're not saying whether it's true or not. You're just giving me.
Dude, I don't put my opinion in anything. I live my life off principles. The first principle I live my life off of is the lips of wisdom are closed, but unto the ears of understanding.
JP, one
Emerald tablets.
Emerald tablets.
My guy. So what I just said right now is said right now is the first law of the Emerald Tablets of Tehuti. So I love that you just put that.
So somebody earlier also mentioned that Anunnaki in the Bible. Isn't there, if I might be wrong, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there a connection where the Anunnaki or Jesus supposedly was like the one who studied all the Emerald Tablets, so he became that chosen one?
So that I have never seen anything directly associated to that at all, ever in any of my studies, right? And I would never, I wouldn't even comment on something like that. My assumption would be that's bullshit, though, for certain reasons, right? First of all, Tehuti or Thoth is the record-keeping god of Egypt, right? His real name is Tehuti, right? When Napoleon came and discovered Egypt, he renamed everything. The gods, the land, the face, blew the nose off, all that. So his original name was Tehuti. Tehuti came from a land which we would now call Atlantis, right? So we only know that because he actually described where he came from, which was the Ring City, and broke it all down. It's a perfect representation of Atlantis. His father was Thothmi. This guy would have been around way before the Jesus thing ever occurred, right? Those 12 tablets, what people don't know is there's actually, I think, 14 or 16, but only 12 are available to the public. The rest are hidden from the public for whatever reason.
What are those 12 tablets?
They're just 12 emerald tablets.
Knowledge,
They actually exist.
So basically, the crazy part is most concepts you've learned about are going to be up in there. Like I just said, the lips of wisdom are closed, but it's I'm understanding. What that means is, regardless of what I know, because the motherfuckers like that in the chat, I will never get in a deep conversation until you ask me something first. That way I know we're on the same level.
Gotcha.
Right? The other one is the laws of polarity, right? There are no absolutes.
Yeah.
Hotline. Carnalismo Clothing in the building. What's good, homeboy?
Oh, my God. I'm over here tripping.
You on shrooms too, fool, or what?
I was like
Drink some
Doughboy
milk.
just looking at me from down.
What's good, fool? Talk to us.
Oh my God, fellas. No, mama's way. This philosopher got us all on aliens. We're on aliens. We're on God. We're on the.
Hey, we're in the
Got you on
rabbit
that
hole, bro.
peyote, homie.
We're in the rabbit hole right now.
Hey,
carnal.
caller, but I want you to notice something. I didn't bring shit up.
Oh yeah, that's all me, bro.
Well, you were only one, and the callers brought everything else up. I didn't bring one thing up.
Yeah. We just asked him, but he's giving us the info.
chat.
But not
I'm dumb. I don't know nothing.
Oh no. The only thing I wanted to say was, the only thing was like, hey, fool, why do you think that the in the school system they don't teach us nothing about the Hispanic community, the pyramids and shit,
Why would they?
X or anything?
What
But
do they
always
teach you about your people? What do they teach you about your people in school?
Nothing.
Right? They only tell you that you were a savage and you were conquered.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Maybe they don't want you to look at anything good about yourself. Like with my daughter. My daughter's a very brown-skinned girl, right? I'm like, she darker than me. She's closer to Tony's complexion. I tell her every time I see her how beautiful her skin is. Not just that, but when we go outside, I let her know, do you see how your skin glistens with the sun? I show her beauty in her hair and all that. Because you should know this as well. Here in America, for the longest, we were told we were ugly for everything about ourselves. That same philosophy is probably why they teach you what they teach you and what they don't teach you, what they don't teach you. Black people have to use special oils because of their skin, and nobody teaches them that. For their hair, nobody teaches them that. Right? Yeah. We teach them out here, it's nappy, it's this is that. And then when they listen to their elders that know this shit, they tell them, don't use shampoo, girl, use oil. Put this to that. Because our bodies are different. The foods we eat should be determined by the lands we should have came from. Not where we live, right? But should have. In addition to a little more. But if I don't teach you these things, it sounds to me like you're going to be uneducated, uninformed, and you're going to love his story. You're going to know the story I tell you. You're going to be educated to my culture. And my culture, what you learn is that the Europeans dominated and made everything when you went to school. And they conquered everyone. Same thing with Africans, right?
Yeah, everything is conquered by, the light skins. But I mean, I'm always tripping because look, the pyramids were made by Egyptians, never be made by our people.
Well, we have ours made by our people in the Yucatan, and ours are actually bigger than the pyramids in Egypt.
But in schools, they don't teach us that.
Of
that's
course.
why I'm only.
But you know what they teach about those pyramids? That white people built them. That the Egyptians were white. The emperors and kings were white for some reason. The everyday Egyptian was a brown man, a black man, and that the slaves, the Hebrew slaves, which were also white, made the pyramids. Why? They're not going to empower you, bro. They conquered you.
Oh, and then they were made. That's where you. Yeah, they were made by aliens.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, you can't prove that one either. I would say you have a really good argument because you can't really prove how these motherfuckers made them.
Illegal aliens.
Hey, if they came from another galaxy, they illegal, G. Nah, you know what? It's not a bad point, but I think there's two things. One of them is that either A, aliens made it because the technology was way too high to make it that perfect. No man can do that. We can't do that today. Yeah. Or B, man was a different thing at a point, and we lost a connection to something. Maybe we're a little more powerful because sound waves, acoustics can pick up and levitate heavy rocks. Maybe we had an understanding as people and our ability as people that we have lost through the generations and conquering, right? And maybe we did have the ability and technology, or maybe the earth goes through cycles. If the world ended today, you know what would exist in 1,000 years? Pyramids. Yeah, monoliths.
This is true.
No car, no house, not even a scrap to know it ever existed. Just the pyramids. You can't date those pyramids. If you go to Egypt, no Egyptians ever claimed the pyramids. Our people didn't claim the pyramids. The pyramids seemed to have been there before, right? Now look at all those underground massive cave systems. Massive, bro. Cities. And then we know that we had localized floods at least. Maybe the Epic of Gilgamesh didn't happen. Maybe Noah's flood didn't happen. But for sure, plenty of local floods happened, which would have forced people to live somewhere. Maybe a meteor did hit. Maybe there have been end of days 3, 4, 5 times. The Egyptian culture has 3 black blocks when their time frame, which they believe 3 times the earth has died. Right? So maybe that happened.
Hey, we got anything else, Cardenalismo? I got more people trying to get in right now.
Yeah, next time I'm gotta be on shrooms just like them.
Ya sabes, güey. Ya sabes. All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, that was somebody trying to call in. There it is, 747-279-8109. We're gonna get like one more phone call here.
It better be a non-believer talking shit to me.
I think so, bro.
Hope so.
I think so.
Let's work. Let's cook.
I think so, bro. Let's see what they come
I
through.
got hella links for you.
Yeah,
Levitation powers to levitate.
You know what I noticed? A lot of
stones.
times, either people love it or hate it when you do that stuff. And
That's why you don't talk about it to motherfucker ask a question. Lips of wisdom.
well, I asked it, fool.
It's like me trying to talk about algebra to a kid that's 4 years old.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna do that, bro.
You're gonna get mad at me.
You're not gonna do
Eventually, he's gonna be like, shut the fuck. What? I want to play Legos. You're simple-minded,
that.
bro.
Hey, what if we're just cattle, bro?
You are. That's why you're called children.
Oh, ya valió papa, way.
Look up what children means, or kids.
Hotline. You got your chance to call. 408, what's good, man?
Oh, hey, ask him if he knows how to speak Aramaic.
If I know how to speak Aramaic, nah, but I know Jesus did. Is that what we're getting at?
All right, but how do you say God in Aramaic?
Allah, fool. You on that comment to that earlier? You're right. Allah.
Yeah.
Jesus would have said Allah. Arm, leg,
crazy, right?
arm, head. Nah, it's not a trip, bro. Because I still people get it fucked up. That look at where the landmass was. No shit, he spoke Aramaic. What else was he gonna speak? You know what I mean?
But no, a lot of people don't know that
That he would have said Allah
Allah
when he
is
said
God.
God, right? That's a trip.
Yeah.
That's a trip. And you know his name was Yeshua.
Yeah,
Yeshua ben
and,
Yosef, right? Yahawashai.
Mm-hmm.
And that man spoke Hebrew. I mean, he spoke Aramaic. So when he said, hey, no man can go to the Father or Allah, but through me first, Allah is God. For arm, leg, arm, head. This is God body.
Yeah, Muslims call him that, and Christians do not call him that.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy is that I feel you on that, and I used to trip out on that for a while, but then I remembered that it's just a word. You know, so if I went and I spoke Aramaic, I would have said that too. It's a trip to know he spoke Aramaic and not Hebrew, right? But I mean, those are just words, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wasn't Muslim.
Do people just not want to do it because Muslims refer to God as Allah?
Yeah, I think idiots do stupid shit.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, all day.
Exactly right.
All day.
And they say that they're savages and this bullshit and that,
Yeah.
and that they blow people up,
Uh-huh.
and that's not fucking true.
Well,
Like,
stupid people say
we
stupid
know-
things.
we know the truth, bro. Like that shit is fucked up.
Hopefully.
Like us, we told people not to trust them and all this bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all fucked up.
Yeah, don't trust me neither. Prove me wrong. Right? No, but 100%, man. Like the strongest word in all of human language should be why. You know, this should be a
Yeah.
question. But no, to your point, 100%, yes. I think they don't want to for the same reason that, bro, Google it. Jay did not exist in the Hebrew language when he existed, so his name wasn't Jesus. And you know, it matters what you call him. The Bible says that. So, again, the greatest trick is not that the devil didn't exist.
So all the time I call him Jesus. He's not Jesus,
Bro,
bro.
I'm not your homie up the street, fool.
That's Chewy.
That's
my
true,
tío, güey.
dog. Nah, he would have called his. He would have called God, tío.
Hey, caller, you got
Allah.
anything else, brother, before we let you go?
Just don't put Akbar.
All
on
right, bro.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate the call.
it. Say
Thank you, I
lost,
appreciate
man.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate your
Philosopher
knowledge.
wants to go against God. That's crazy.
Against
Actually,
Allah.
you know what's against Allah. You know what's crazy about that? That type of thinking is what keeps people away from him, bro. Because what I'm doing is exposing a lot of bullshit. Hopefully, for you to do your journey, I'm provoking thought, and maybe some of this shit will help you get closer in your understanding to God.
That's the same guy that said these were SPM topics.
Yeah, that motherfucker's been on point, bro.
Jimmy Chang's been hitting the hits many times.
I
Fool. He's a
know.
wrestler,
Nah,
bro.
but he's an example because he's just talking, but people are reading.
Hotline. He said he's done.
For
homie.
NPC.
Hotline.
American Cholo, how's it going, man?
Oh, that's my Latino from Alabama, bro. What's going on, player?
Represent as the Latino
right.
from Alabama right here.
The only one.
Hey,
What's
hey,
going on?
I didn't know Mark Anthony knew all this knowledge,
Oh,
man.
shit.
I'm listening.
Oh, dude, hey, you will get my guy. Hey, just so you know, bro, I swear to God, every time you call, you need to call me Mark Anthony only. Fool. No fool, no philosopher. Fool. My real name's Anthony too, dog. So
Oh, that's funny.
that was crazy. Fool.
Hey.
Hey, hold on. No, let me ask
Hey.
you. No, I've been waiting weeks to ask you this, bro. All right, what's wrong with Mark Anthony? Fool. He had a bunch of women. He was a sex symbol, dog.
Yeah, I think,
Hey, bro, you're doing a good job today talking to these guys.
Thank you for
Hey,
telling
and-
me I'm doing a good job on the phone, Papa, that you called. I appreciate that.
That shit means a lot coming from me, huh? Because I'm always heckling you guys.
Well, you know what? Mark Anthony takes compliments very well.
There you go, brother.
Hey,
Brother from
hey, bro.
Alabama. What's up, fool?
Hey, American Cholo, hey, if you were a boxer, what would be your walkout song, American Cholo?
My walkout song?
that's hard.
Oh, I got that,
If you're
bro.
a boxer.
I'm too sexy for this
What?
body. What's
I'm too sexy for my shirt. And you come out taking the clothes off. Oh, and he's just got the boxing shorts underneath.
There you
Bro,
go,
I'll be catching the clothes when
Hey,
you throw them.
hey, American Cholo.
I walk out with my
You're-
boxers that
I-
say nothing major, homie. Remember? That was you. That was you.
Hey.
Jeez.
Hey, that's the merch. I
That's-
thought your
that's hard.
walkout song was gonna be Sopa de Caracol.
Somebody got
No, it should be like Trump's.
Oh, the hopes are
Many
full.
men.
I am a real American.
And this fool just comes out.
Has American flag and shit.
The Novo
Hey,
flag.
One
Hey,
more, for one more.
One more thing. You guys should name this segment today the Conejo Hole.
Yeah,
you know what
fool,
I'm
that
saying?
rabbit hole, bro.
That's
yeah,
hard.
You ain't lying,
Hey,
bro.
fool, you need to. I'm giving you my number so you can call me
Don't
every
give your
week and
number,
call me
bro.
Mark Anthony.
Don't
And
give your
then
number.
before, I need segments like that, G.
Hey, brother, I appreciate the call, my man.
Yeah, dog.
All right, peace, man. Peace.
All right,
Alright,
please. All right, let's go back to that super chat. We're about to get out of here, man. JP19 super chat. Appreciate that. Where was
Oh,
Jesus
man.
between ages 12 to 20? Egypt or India?
So you know the interesting thing? I think the reason why you're asking that is because they found that tomb with the nails through the feet in India, right? And there's a whole conspiracy thing that he escaped to India. I don't know how much I believe that, right? So allegedly, what some people believe, because there's actually goes back to the
Yeah, number
Gnostic
down,
dude.
Chris.
That Gnostic dude kind of tapped her on that. That he didn't die on the cross. They brought him down, moved the cave. He wasn't there. That he escaped to India after that and lived a full life and had families, right? And that's where like that movie starts kicking back in. I don't believe that, bro. I believe he went to Egypt for I think was it 13 years, from 13 to whatever it was, 30 or 32, 30. That he went to Egypt. I don't believe the India thing because there's really only like 1, 2, 3 things you could ever point at on that. And for me, like I will take, as an agnostic person, I always side on the wise man knows he knows not. You humble yourself with no 100%, right? But it takes a bit more information for me to, 2 or 3 pieces of enough for me to believe it was in India. And it doesn't make sense. Like, feasibly, it doesn't make much sense. Egypt is right next to them.
There you go.
You know.
Jessica said, I arose from the dead. No, that was called a cruda. You arose from the cruda.
Hey, hold on. Is there some booty cheek cracking about to go down in this comment section? Look at this.
Where?
Look at that, the Silva Lopez. I want to see what Dex boy say after that.
Your mind frame is sexy.
So Dex, you got Riz in here, Dex?
I don't know, bro. They're going to get
Do
out.
you believe that the Torah laws can help the community change? Yeah, I think for the people it was meant for, it probably could. But I think that...
What was sexist about that?
I know.
I think she was referring to another comment. Go up.
Yeah, to D-Boy, homie. They're having their thing, brother.
Oh, sexist. I thought she said sexiest. My fault. Never mind. Ain't no Riz
right
going
there,
down.
right there, the opposite
Right
spectrum.
there. No, go down. Ruben, women shouldn't be talking Bible and religion.
Still at Still.
damn.
man.
Well, that's the shitty part, man. If you really believe in your Bible, it does say women can't be pastors. But the way you say that is just, you package your message better than that, bro. I have class, G.
So
He said, "No, I'm honest."
I think this was a dope ass episode. Oh yeah, there you go.
Hold
Chris,
on,
let 'em
before
know,
you
bro.
do that, let me ask one thing. This guy right here, Meshika, I bet you're a Hebrew Israelite, aren't you, bro? You from ISUPK or
Yeah,
something?
he is. He's been mentioning that.
I thought it said Mexican.
Caesar Borgia, yeah, the Borgia class. So Caesar Borgia, he's the guy that they used to make the likeness of the white Jesus. They used him. Go look up Caesar Borgia, and it looks exactly like Jesus. The Borgias were cardinals. Anyways, if this
Take
shit
the
has
number
gotten
down,
you
Chris.
too goddamn high up in here, and I've been tripping you out, I know I take you down the rabbit hole. You probably need to relax, calm it the fuck down, get you some Hadar. God ain't coming back right now to end the world. The Anunnaki ain't coming back. Hitler fucked up. He ain't there no more. Everything I said today, we just bullshitting.
Now, fuck
Relax.
that. Get you some Hadar, smoke some Hadar, and go further in the rabbit hole at home.
Hey, if you want to end up like this,
It'll be better, trust me.
yeah, bro, your mama gonna disown you. You ain't gonna have no friends. Everybody's gonna think you crazy as shit. But one day, like 10 years later, you wanna be on a podcast, and it'll finally make sense. Hadar extracts.
That's right, brother. Good way to plug it. I was taken back. This is great knowledge, great stuff. One night super chat from JP. Jesus equals what is that? Thought reincarnated?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Jesus is not both reincarnated, fool. He said he was going to come back as the third time. He came back as Hermes Trismegistus, which is where Hermes comes from. Hermes Trismegistus was the third coming. Trismegistus, third coming. Thoth me, Thoth Hermes. He's not coming back. He's not Jesus, G.
Man, these are rabbit holes you can go down for just.
Yeah,
I just throw them out there.
I
fool. I
think
just
we're
throw 'em
gonna
out.
just start doing this more often, bro. And we could do this on different topics. You know, doesn't always have to be religion.
We do all
Who
day.
did 9/11?
Yeah, shit.
You know, shit like that.
These fools get me killed.
You know,
bro.
is Michelle Obama a man?
Hey,
All right, we got
You know,
the
there's a
conspiracy
gang
hour
of
with the
conspiracies
philosopher,
out
homeboy.
there.
yeah, I would never do it. I'll never self-delete.
Yeah, you know how that shit goes,
I
bro.
gotta put that out there right now.
You'll make us go viral.
No
Fool,
matter
like,
how
damn,
bad
they
it
got
goes.
philosopher, brother. Thanks, brother. Like
3 shots back of the
we'll have
head.
a picture of you back there, bro. Yeah, he committed suicide.
He
fucking-
shot himself with a 12 gauge 40 times in the back of the head. It was crazy.
Give us that outro music, Chris.
On that
there
note.
you go. Get the hand, baby. Get the hand, baby.
That's how we leave it on that.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you guys coming in,
Yes, sir.
supporting. Shout out to the chat, man. You guys are getting it in. Much love, but I'll let you guys take it out. Go ahead, you go first, and then Doughboy, get us out of here.
My bad. If I got y'all scared, the world's ending. My bad, man. But it's all good, bro. This is all just knowledge. Have a good time, learn some shit. Don't lose your mind. Appreciate y'all though.
Yeah, shit. Appreciate everybody that tuned in today, man. It's another episode of What's the Word on Wednesdays. Man, we really dug into that rabbit hole today. But I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Maybe get y'all thinking or something. But tune in next week. You already know, realest platform on YouTube. America
right.
Cholo.
That's right.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
Yeah, y'all can get me,